Welcome to Prove It.
I'm Megan O'Connor.
And I'm Mary Cummings.
This is the podcast for people who know that they were meant for more, but just don't know how to achieve it.
Every week, we bring you real conversations, proven strategies, and that kick in the ass you didn't know you needed to become the person you really want to be. So we're coming off of this amazing seminar called Social Media Con. It was a full weekend training at Keller Williams' annual family reunion event. And the whole weekend was based around social media and talking about how important it is if you are building a personal brand or a business.
Yes, I feel like talking about this is giving me... It's hard.
It definitely is hard. And when I first started at Keller Williams, I was put into this accountability program. So your first 4 transactions with the company, you have an accountability coach, and they work you through the deals, they work you through your marketing, how you're going to build your brand. And he was great. He puts himself...
Who's he? Gary Vee?
He is Dayton. He's one of our coworkers.
Accountability coach. I thought you meant who was in Social Media Con, who taught the class was Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vaynerchuk, Ryan Leake. There was a ton of huge names there, people that dominate when it comes to social media.
Right.
I mean, Ryan Leake is so consistent on social media. You can't not like him. You watch his videos.
And Gary Vee has that energy that I get consumed by.
Yeah, every time I see one of his videos, I stop what I'm doing. I'm like, I need to watch this. Whatever he's saying, it's got to be important.
Yes.
So, yeah, learning from the best through Social Media Con, we certainly learned a lot of things, but tying it back to my own experience when I first started at Keller Williams, accountability coach, one of his main things was you just got to post the videos. And I found myself overthinking it, like many people do. I'm recording the video, I'm watching it, I'm nitpicking every little thing that I said, I'm re-recording it, I'm deleting it, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. And finally I got one that I was semi-okay with. I sent it over to him and he goes, just post it. What are you waiting for? He goes, cut the first 30 seconds out where you say, hey guys, it's Mary Cummings and it's happy Tuesday morning. That part, cut that out. But the rest, just post it. And I did. And that was the first video that I ever posted on social media that I was speaking to the camera in. And it was so vulnerable. It got almost 3,000 views. And since then, I haven't stopped posting.
That's amazing. I have a different journey with social media, and it's all fails. All fails. I hired a social media content creator, and she was amazing. And obviously, when you're doing content and you hire somebody, you have to do a job, right? I have to produce some type of content in order for her to be able to post what she needs to post. And doing social media and being that vulnerable person, it puts me into it's almost paralyzing. Like it's hard to push through that ceiling for me, and putting yourself out there where it's all about growth and getting to that next level. And how do I want to put myself out there to the rest to the universe and to the world? And until I get to a place where I know where I want to be, I've just paused on it.
Right.
And I'm there, and I'm really excited about my next journey. And I've hired a social media person, and everybody has their own brand, right? Everybody has the way that they want to put themselves out to the world, and they can sit in their car and they can talk about whatever it is they want to talk about. And that's just not me.
I can't do that either. I'll be honest.
I love when I watch it and I see people doing it. I'm like, you go. And I'm so excited that people can do that. And I knew that was never going to be me. And I took a long time to figure out what the version of social media was going to be for myself. And I had to work with a coach and seeing how that all was going to be. And I finally am there. And I'm excited to share that to the world in the next coming months. But it was a really hard ceiling for me to push through, and I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, but it's like you said, it's not easy to growing is hard.
Yeah, and everybody's at a different place with it. Some people do know what to say and just aren't getting themselves to a spot of being vulnerable and putting out there. Some people know how to do the editing. Some people know how to do the recording. It's like second nature. I mean, I grew up with this thing in my hand ever since high school. I know how to take a video, edit it, and post it. And to me, people in my generation are doing that on a regular basis. It feels more natural. Other people are like, I don't even know where to fucking start. And that's when you leverage it.
For myself, when you talk about putting out a video, you're like, just do it. If it's not perfect, just do it. I have a really hard time with that because if I like perfection. And videos and social media, if it's not done at a high level, then I don't want to do it. And it took me a very long time to figure out what my balance of perfect could be.
Right.
Because the hardest part is pressing start and starting somewhere and then evolving from there. So I'm excited to press start.
Yeah. How can this get better? That's one thing Ryan Leake said that really stuck with me from Social Media Con was you do have to start somewhere. And you did. You started with...
And I've been doing social media. I don't want to say I've never done social media. Of course, like I'm posting my listings, I'm doing that, but doing that at another level that you can, again, put yourself out there, show people who Megan O'Connor is.
your brand.
Showing your brand. That is another level that I am working on and getting to. I didn't know how I wanted it to look until now, and I'm excited to show the world what that's going to look like.
Yeah, so he said doing it consistently is one thing, but if you're posting consistently and your content sucks, you're not going to get anywhere with it. So you're really smart for pressing pause and auditing that and saying, how can this be better? Because if you're posting shitty content 5 times a week, guess what? You're likely working against yourself and you're actually deterring people from you instead of attracting them, which is the whole purpose of social media.
Yes.
So what do you think it was that got you to a point of realizing I'm actually going to keep going and I'm going to push through these struggles and I'm not going to let social media be the death of me? I'm going to figure this shit out and I'm going to make it the best that I can. How did you get to that point?
Coaching.
Okay.
A lot of coaching. I knew it was something I wanted to evolve out of, right? So it took me to figure out what I wanted my brand to look like. And I kept comparing myself to everybody else. I kept looking at different realtors and, okay, well, they're doing it that way. And I would, no, that's not me. That's not me. And I hired a brand coach and I really dove into myself to who is Megan O'Connor? Who is she? Who does she want to like? How do I want to put myself out to the rest of the world? And I became very confident in doing that and who I am to then be very clear about my message and in my social media person, right? So I then interviewed a good amount of social media content people. And then when I found the right person, it was very clear this is the right fit for me because she can see my vision. And it all made sense when it was the right time and when I became very clear in who I was talking to, and who the right fit was for. And it was timing too.
Yeah.
And I just became very confident in my message and my business and all of the things. But it took me a long time to be able to get there. And this is a project I've been working on for a year that is about to launch. So
well, that's exciting. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see it. You haven't shared many more details. I'm really excited. I'm like, what is she cooking up?
I know. So, but this is all just fear. And we have fear in all growth things that we do.
All
But
aspects
this
of life.
was one piece of business that, I mean, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on social media, people, and I have burned that money because I have personally failed because I could not break through that ceiling at that time because it wasn't the right time for me, because I didn't put in the work on the front end on myself to be able to be successful.
Right. Comparison really is a thief of joy. And comparing yourself to others is something that a lot of people probably struggle with when going to post online. Oh, it's not going to be as good as this person, or I'm not going to articulate what I'm saying as well as this person does, or it's not going to feel as natural. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from starting. Some people know what to do. Some people know what they want to say. They are ready to do it, but they're hitting that ceiling. It's not going to be as good as this. It's not going to be as good as that. And they never press post.
We're just our own worst enemies.
Yeah.
You know, we pick ourselves. I know I pick myself apart. Like, I don't like the way how I sound when I speak. I don't like the way I look. Like, you know what I mean? It's just when you get to a place where now I see myself, I'm like, it's okay.
And at the beginning
It's
of
fine.
doing this, you're going to be cringe, though. It's going to be cringe. I look back on that first video and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ever
Megan
posted that.
let it go.
But you know what? If I never posted that first video that my accountability coach told me to post, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't feel as comfortable as I do talking to the camera as I do, because you have to start somewhere, and it's embarrassing. But guess what? 90% of people don't care. They aren't laughing at you. You're the largest person judging yourself, and you need to cut that out and just start somewhere.
Yep.
And evolve through it. And where you start is not going to be where you end up.
Yes.
So whether that's pressing post, whether that's going out and finding somebody who you like their content and you feel like you can talk to them on, okay, this is where I'm at, this is what I need help with, use your resources, talk to the experts, and develop a plan if you don't have one.
I will say, be purposeful about what you're saying, though. Just don't identify who you are, what your brand is, what you want to say, and who you're talking to.
Because it does matter.
It matters. You don't want to confuse yourself and your brand if you're trying to grow something.
And your online footprint is pretty permanent. So whatever you put out there, you're not going to be able to get it back. Don't just post nonsense, but take one actionable step today, whether that's planning out your content for the next week or researching a social media company. There's thousands of companies out there. Find one that fits with your brand and your vision and start that conversation with them.
It's an exciting journey.
Social media. Nobody will stop talking about social media and how important it is to leverage this lead gen tool, whether you're building your personal brand or a business. Why do you think that is? Why won't people just shut up about social media?
Because there's so much power in the growth that it can give you. And the return on like a small business. So we own small businesses. And I look at the stats and the data of, I mean, it's a lane. So if in my business, I'm doing, farming different neighborhoods for it, and then I'm doing, referrals, and there's a COI. I mean, social media and getting lead gen, that's a huge lane that it's a missed opportunity. Why wouldn't we take advantage of it? And whether you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it may be, and whatever your social media lane could be, it's a great lead gen tool to attract people that are looking for your service whatever it is.
Yeah, and depending on who your target audience is, that's how you choose your platform.
Right.
So TikTok's not going to be for everybody. LinkedIn's not going to be for everybody, but pick your platform become an expert in it. And the stat is you can actually generate up to 67% more leads with being consistent on social media.
It's all very exciting. I'm now like very excited about this opportunity because now I feel that I do know the stats and the data of the growth that it can give my business with the right people in place, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so I'm part of a non-for-profit business organization here in Saratoga Springs, and they came to me saying, we're posting on social media 3 to 5 times a week, and we're not seeing any growth. We're not seeing any engagement. We're not getting likes. People aren't commenting on us. What are we doing wrong? We're being consistent. And I took a quick look at their page and I said, you're posting the wrong things. You're posting static posts that look like the back of a coupon clipper magazine, and it's not engaging. It looks like AI could have made it, or it's just another logo or just a static photo of somebody, and it's not driving any engagement to you because people like to see those videos. They like to see those reels. They like to hear people speaking. It's what makes people relate to you and to your business.
That's why I do. Throughout our podcast, I will always go back to hiring the professional.
Mm-hmm.
If your business is in a place where you can afford to hire a professional in building your brand, a social media expert in that space is going to give you those tools to help you grow in the right ways and to tell you, okay, well, if you have 1,000 posts that you've done in the last 6 months and you only have 400 followers, those numbers don't align. There's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is
doing it right.
You're not doing it right. And this is how we're going to be able to fix it and help grow your brand in the right way.
Yeah. So it definitely is talking to the experts. If you're not seeing that engagement, go back, take an audit, figure out where can this be better. And I'm not an expert in social media. It's something that I do. I enjoy doing in my business, but I will say that the engagement is double on video posts over static photo posts. So if you know what to record and what to say and how to edit it and what to post, start posting it. And if you don't, speak to an expert. And if there is something that is holding you back from doing either of those things, I would challenge you to take out your Prove It journal and start prompting yourself to figure out what is the limiting belief that I have behind why I'm not pressing record, why I'm not getting started, and why I'm not posting.
I'm going back to myself where I was just like, just hit the post and like close your eyes and just hit play.
And turn throw your phone into the other room and don't look at it for a day. Yeah, it's scary. It's intimidating, but there's always, it's you versus you. There's one thing. So write about it and figure out what is that thing. Do you feel like people are going to judge you? Do you feel like you're going to sound stupid?
It's in your own head.
Yep. You're your own worst enemy. Prove it and post it.
The work isn't hard. It's just what most people won't do consistently.
If you're ready to master your mindset through small, intentional shifts, keep tuning in.
And if you've ever considered how real estate could help evolve your financial future, it's time to have a conversation because you know you are meant for more. Now prove it.